right on the brim of it happening again, I think we'll have to wait and see exactly what he decides, but I think it's good for Ferrari. I think it's good for the sport to have those two together. How they deal with it, we know how one will deal with it. He'll just get on and do the job that he knows what to do. And the other one, you know, he is Latin, so he is a little bit more fiery than Kimi. So it's how that sort of synergy will work between the two. But I think they have the respect, of course. But as far as how it's going to work within the team, you know, it will be interesting, because I think what would be actually really interesting actually if Smedley actually works with Kimi, because that would be brilliant actually. I think the commentary I think would stop in the boxes and it would down in a pit wall, I think.
So will Smedley stay with Kimi?
Well, that's the thing we don't know at the moment, but I can't see any reason why he'd want to leave, because I would have thought...
We have a choice.
Sorry?
We have a choice.
Well, I suppose it's like anything, it's what his contract is, but generally, as you've probably heard before, normally when someone leaves, there's always a bit of a gap before they're allowed to come back. So I think about 6 months, I think, something like that. So, but I would have thought it'd been a nice challenge for him, to be honest. You know, he's stuck with Felipe, and it's sad that Felipe sort of has come to this point, because the guy, when he was on full before the accident, was, you know, he was quicker than Fernando, he was quicker than Kimi, and then he came back sporadically, didn't it? But it just didn't seem to be every time he went out, and that was just unfortunate for him. But it's come to a point, it was the right thing to do now. You know, he's had 9 years, it hasn't quite come back for him, and I think the change was needed.
Do you think he'll go anywhere else or retire?
Well, initially, I remember him saying, I think this was about a year ago, he said if it's either Ferrari or nothing. But I know now he sort of said he'd like to stay in Formula One, and I'm one of those that when I stopped because I just wanted to stop. I didn't want to stop and then just move down the ladder. That's a bit like, I don't understand Kovalainen, for example, doing what he's done, where he's been. He's won a race at McLaren, and then he's trying to stay and get a job at Caterham. I don't sort of understand why you want to hang on to something that's not going to give you any success, but some people just want to be there for some reason. But like Mark, I like what Mark's done. The timing was perfect. He's had his time. Yes, he's been a bit frustrated, but he always knew the situation that he's got with Sebastian. He got close to winning that championship a couple of years back. And then that Porsche thing came up. I know he still likes Le Mans, and that was the brilliant opportunity for him to stop Formula One. He's 36, coming 37, and then he can actually go into sports cars and become a world champion in sports cars. So for someone like Kovalainen or Felipe, I would have thought that would have been a little bit more sort of direction. You know, even Felipe, because he's got a lot of Brazilian friends doing the IndyCar circuit, maybe doing that. But of course, that's different. You know, there was a couple of ovals involved with that. Maybe he doesn't want to do oval racing. So I'm surprised he has now said that he'd like to stay, because I don't know where he's going to go. I can't see what's... You know, I would think Hulkenberg, to me, would go to Lotus, because I know his manager told me that he would like Nico to be up against Kimi at Lotus, but of course that's not going to happen. And there's nowhere else, really. I don't really understand why McLaren haven't confirmed both their drivers. Seems a bit strange in some regards. I know they've sort of said that, I think Whitmarsh said he wants to keep them, but there was a point Jensen was bringing up sort of, well, I'm looking elsewhere. So I'm not quite sure what's gone on there, but I think Hulkenberg going to Lotus makes a lot of sense with Grosjean, because he's not going to be going anywhere, for sure. And then, what's next? Toro Rosso, there's no chance in a Toro Rosso. Mercedes is done, Ferrari is done. Then you're down to sort of a Williams come Sauber. So it's you're moving so far down the ladder, and you're not going to be competitive, are you? Sadly, for Williams anyway. Hopefully that will pick up with a bit of luck.
All right, thank you for that one.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, it's really great when we get